crutch set up here. So, I'm Larry Guenther. Excuse me. First of all, I'd like to thank Rick Gonzalez for reaching out to me and all the members of the Professional Business Exchange for hosting this. Democracy is, as getting back to that last question, a participation sport. And it's really important that the voters know our view, the candidates' views. So I'd like to thank the business community for that. I'd also like to thank the other candidates for showing up and stepping up. 2 seats, 10 candidates, and we haven't even got to the registration period yet. Like, it could be 20, who knows? I don't know. Anyway, my name is Larry Guenther, spelled with an extra E, but pronounced without it. I grew up in San Jose, and I learned from my parents and my Boy Scout troop that the values and pleasures of community service. I achieved the rank of Eagle Scout, and after high school, I joined the Navy Reserve as a rescue swimmer and a sonar operator aboard helicopters. I came to Davis as a graduate student in '94, and after receiving a bachelor's degree from UC Davis, or from UC Santa Cruz, but before finishing my master's degree in geology, I started a handyman business. After graduating, I got my contractor's license and have been growing that aspect of the business ever since. I still enjoy being a one-man shop and working with clients to make their homes better and more enjoyable to live in. In 2010, I reconnected with Ashley Hill, a friend from my grad student days, and 4 years later, we were married on our front porch at our Davis home. She's now a faculty member at the School of Veterinary Medicine. I'm also currently a volunteer at the California Raptor Center, member of the Davis Chamber of Commerce, and a member of the Davis Oddfellows Lodge. A lot of Oddfellow people here tonight. That's good. Today. It's not tonight yet. Okay, I'm running primarily because on paper, Davis has a good public process with regard to city planning, with regard to community input. But the practice seems to be deviating from what's on paper. And I think especially the leaders need to follow that process. I am very much into community input. Also, most of the work done by the City Council relates to finance and city planning land use issues. That is by far the lion's share of what they do. I have been dealing with finances and staying within budgets since I became a small business owner, and I have been very involved in the planning process, especially at the community level in my neighborhood, Old East Davis. I'm a member of the Downtown Davis Planning Advisory Committee, and I sought to get involved in the downtown update because I feel that the downtown, like the rest of Davis, is at a turning point. We have parking issues, we have homeless issues, and we have vacant storefronts downtown, but we also have great local business. Our city and our downtown have good bones, but they need some attention. In fact, they need a remodel. And who better to do that than a remodeling contractor? Not as far-fetched as it seems. You could say that I'm a carpenter because I do carpentry. I changed for this. Changed my clothing. I didn't change myself. But what I really do is help people actualize their vision. So my most valuable skills are listening and problem solving. People have a vision about what they want their environment to be like, but they also have a budget. I help them figure out what are the important parts of that vision. What are the needs? What are the wants? And then figure out how best to get those needs and the wants within the budget. In my view, the biggest issues facing Davis right now are financial stability, we've heard questions, and land use issues. We have got to add economic development to close that financial gap, and we've got to add housing. But how we do that is very important. We can't just add housing, and we can't just add businesses, or we look like every other city along I-8. And we don't want that. That's why we're in Davis. As someone else said, we're here, I think Dan Carson said, we're here by choice. I'm here by choice. Almost everybody is here by choice. We want to keep Davis Davis, but we need to move forward. We need to remodel the system, or at least adhere to the system as it is on paper. And a big part of this puzzle is the university. We're twin cities, right? We both depend on each other, and we can both make each other better, but only if we work together. So economic development and housing problems are problems both at Davis, the city of Davis, and the University of Davis. And if we don't work together, we are not going to maximize our potential. It is a problem for both of us, and we have to work together on that. So working with the university is a big part of what I'm looking to do. And the new chancellor seems like a very good step in that direction. The last major issue I see is that we're starting to fragment as a community, mostly over planning and land use issues. If we're not all pulling in the same harness, we're going nowhere. Getting the downtown plan and the general plan updated and sticking to those plans will go a long way toward making the development process more predictable and much more reasonable with regard to time and to cost. And everybody benefits from that. The citizens, the developers, no more fights at the city council meeting. That's what we need. Thank you very much.